Ken Stomsky for Southwick Community Television and for today, Westfield Community Programming, both channels 15. Now I'm with Harry Rock, and we're here at the media parking lot here at the Big E, and we just taped over an hour's worth of interviews over at the state buildings. And Harry's going to use the coverage during one of his shows, but I decided that I'm going to take the footage and dress it up a little bit and make a real nice special for it. So, Harry, Mr. Westfield, do I have your permission to use all these clips for a program of my own?
Absolutely, and I couldn't have done what I did today without you. I want to thank you very much for following me around. We were out there for a couple hours. I know my legs are ready. I'm ready to sit down. But we shot a lot of footage. We saw a lot of vendors. We talked to a lot of people, and really, I think, captured the essence of what makes the Big E the Big E. And we tried to, as we went through each of the state buildings, to capture something that makes that state synonymous with that state. So apples in Massachusetts, clam cakes and quahogs in Rhode Island.
Exactly.
The blueberry pie in New Hampshire. Those were great examples. You know, the maple syrup products in Vermont. So we really did a good job of really capturing the essence of what makes New England, New England.
And it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And, you know, I had to turn down a lot of samples. People were trying to give us things left and right. And I said, I'm diabetic. Even though I could have cheated, I could have. My doctor said I can cheat now and then, but I'm like, well, by the time you get to the end of a day, if you just keep eating all these samples, you're not going to feel good.
Well, you did have a nice pickle on a stick.
Yes, that was a lactose fermentation made pickle, and it was probably, they do it in oak barrels, and that was probably one of the best pickles I've actually had, and it was on a stick.
It was on a stick. It was literally on a stick.
A pickle on a stick.
I was happy to have I think it was the New Hampshire. I got the free blueberry pie with vanilla ice cream. So certainly one of the.
And that looked great.
It was excellent, and blueberries right from Rhode Island. And what was interesting, not from Rhode Island, from New Hampshire, but they actually bring the blueberries down here and they bake the pies here in West Springfield. So they bring them over fresh. But it was really, really good. But all in all, a great day here at the Big E with Kenny Stomsky, with Southwick Community Cable Channel 15, Harry Rock, Westfield Cable Channel 15.
And it looks like the rains that have been threatening us are coming down just as we're ending here.
It is. It's a perfect way to finish a great day.
And for my viewers in Southwick, I will be filming the upcoming farm parade, as well as the Veterans Day parade and the ceremony afterwards. So we're starting to get back out into the community with community programming in Southwick.
Yeah, but I love the partnership and the camaraderie between Westfield Cable Channel 15 and Southwick Cable Channel 15. Great partnership.
All right, we'll see you around the fair.
Yes, you will. And everybody come out to the Big E and enjoy everything it has to offer for this wonderful New England State Fair. So I'm with Sue here at the Maine lobster roll booth. And Sue, nice. When I think of Maine, I think of lobsters.
Totally. Yes, absolutely. You're totally correct.
And so tell me about the lobster rolls you have. I understand that there's two types of lobster rolls that people can buy. What are you selling here?
What we serve is chilled lobster meat mixed with a tiny bit of Hellmann's mayonnaise. That's generally the main way. Although other ways are coming in, but traditionally, that's the Maine lobster roll.
The chilled.
Yeah, with a split top roll.
With a split, okay, got it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we hear of lobster rolls that are heated with mayonnaise, or what would they have on them?
I don't know.
Butter?
Oh yeah,
okay,
maybe.
butter.
I've never had it.
Oh, you've never had it?
Never had it that way.
So strictly chilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you a popular spot for people to come by?
We're doing pretty good. People come back year after year.
So they look. You have a lot of people that this is part of their tradition is to stop.
Yes, it is. So nice. So nice to have that loyalty.
And all these lobsters are
from Maine.
From Maine.
Yep. Probably actually from our wharf. Don't know that because we sell to a wholesaler that processes them, and then we have the meat come down here.
roughly, how many lobsters do you think you go through down here?
Oh,
Any
lobsters.
idea?
You know what? I honestly would not have an idea.
Yeah, but a lot.
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
that's
We
great.
hope to make a dent in buying Maine lobsters for our lobster rolls here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Well, Sue, I hope you and the rest of your employees here have a great
Thank
fair.
you.
Hope you sell a lot of chilled
Chilled.
lobster rolls with mayo.
The only way to have it.
The only way to have it. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. That's great. So we're in the Maine State Building right now at the famous Maine Potato Booth, and I've got Dottie and Melissa. So how have sales been so far?
Good, very good. We had a really good weekend. Today's been a little slow, but it's to be expected. We have always one day that is slower than others.
You know, I was telling Kenny, I've been coming to this fair for years and years and years. I have never, ever not seen a line outside the door. What makes the Maine potato so popular? Why? And I saw a lot of people outside eating Maine potatoes.
Delicious.
But what? Well, I could buy a potato here from
No, you
Massachusetts.
cannot. You cannot.
What?
These are from Maine,
They're
not
from Presque Isle, Maine.
yes,
Presque Isle, Maine.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
from way up.
way up, and they're delicious. They're cared for, and the farm grows them specifically for us.
Is that right?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
They are made for this fair?
Yes, they just
Absolutely.
grow. We have a field. They have a field that they grow just these for this fair, and we bring 2 trailer loads down each fair. For the
Is
fair.
that? And will you sell out? Do you sell all of them?
Usually, yes.
Usually, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
And Friday and Saturday was a good day. Yesterday was pretty decent. Today's a little slower, like she's saying, but
Yeah.
it's starting to pick right back up.
Well, it's the time of the day.
Yeah.
The schools are starting to get
It's a
out.
Monday.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's West Springfield Day, so they don't get their passes for it to come until after school.
Right. So you'll get busy again. That's
Yes.
for
Yes.
sure.
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
Would
That's
you
phenomenal.
gentlemen like a potato?
Sure, we'd love a
And
potato.
come on down and see us here at the booth.
Actually, all right. Well, listen, we're going to say thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And little did I know that the Maine potato is grown specifically for this
Specifically.
fair.
So everybody come on down, say hi, have a potato, tell us what you want on it.
All right. Well,
Enjoy.
thank you so much.
It's been going on for years and years and years.
Yes.
All right. Have a great fair.
Thank you. Have a
Okay.
nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're outside of the Maine State Building right now, and what the Maine State Building is synonymous with is the Maine potato. And I'm with, what's your name?
Debbie Palladino.
And Debbie, I know your children from Springfield College.
That's right. Yes, they both went there years ago.
And who were they?
Nick Palladino and Amanda Palladino.
2 of my favorites, so I remember them so well. So what brings you to the Big E today?
We come every year. We've been coming here since I was a little kid. So
Oh, is that right?
yes,
Wow.
yes, for many, many years.
And you're
So-
obviously enjoying the Maine
Always.
potato.
Yes.
What is that an annual tradition?
Absolutely. Sometimes we have them 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning when they open up.
Oh,
Yep.
is that right?
Yep.
And what makes a Maine potato so good versus one that you could buy here in Hatfield?
I don't know. It's just everything. It's a great potato. What is it, John? It's
so fluffy.
It's fluffy. Yeah.
Oh, it's the dirt
special
that Maine
dirt.
uses. It's a dirty potato.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you come once a year? Do you come a couple of times to the fair?
I come once a year, but my daughter and her fiance get the whole pass, and they come every single day.
Really?
Yeah, they come after work. Yep, they'll come on the weekends.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! And what's
Yeah.
your favorite thing here at the fair?
Gosh, I really like the circus, but probably the buildings are my favorite.
Yep.
Yep, going through the buildings.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So I want to talk to the pass holder over here.
Sean?
Sean, so
Yes.
you have a pass, you come every day?
We do. We try to. We love it here. We live 5 minutes down the road, and we come as much as we can.
What's your favorite thing here?
So, I mean, it's gotta
Oh,
be
the
food.
beer.
It's
Beside-
Oktoberfest. That's what we're here for.
Okay, and what are you eating here? That's not a Maine potato.
It is not. It's the Barbecue Sunday, which is right next to where you get the booze.
Oh
So,
my gosh, a barbecue
Convenient.
Sunday?
Yeah, so I've got, I think, cornbread, baked beans, mashed potatoes, brisket.
Kenny,
Yeah.
I think this one's a first for me. I've not
Yes.
seen that one before.
It's delicious.
Oh my gosh.
It's got fair written all over it.
It does. Well, listen, I will let you get back to enjoying that amazing treat you've got in front of you, both liquid and solid.
Thank you so much.
But nice to see the Palladino family.
You too, Harry. It's good to see you.
And give my best to your children.
I will.
Let them know they were phenomenal students.
Thank
We
you.
loved them at Springfield
Thank you. That's
College.
right, Springfield College.
Boy, Harry and I had a great time over in that building. So next door, we have Rhode Island. And now Rhode Island thinks they're famous for clam chowder, but you know, they have that clear clam chowder. We're here in Massachusetts and the rest of New England, we have that creamy, thick clam chowder. But we're going to see inside here what makes that clam chowder such a great clam chowder. Let's go into Rhode Island.
So we're in the Rhode Island State Building right now, and when you think Rhode Island, you think the ocean and you think clams. And we're at the Blount Clam Shack right now, and I've got Amber. Amber, what's it like to work in a Rhode Island Clam Shack?
It's actually really amazing. I've been doing this for 3 years now, working with Blount Clam Shack, and it's amazing. They're one of the best companies I've ever worked for.
So they're a clam shack, so what are they known for? What are they famous for?
So they are greatly known for their clam cakes and their Rhode Island chowder, which is super good.
So so here's the debate. Rhode Island chowder is clear.
Yes.
New England chowder is the white,
Yep.
creamy chowder.
Yes.
What's better, and what makes one better than the other?
Well, see, the Rhode Island one, it's got more of a smoky base to it. It's got the chorizo in it, so if you really like that smoky base, then that one's amazing for that. And if you're used to the typical Massachusetts chowders and stuff like that, then yes, New England is definitely the way to go.
Okay, sounds good. And is this a popular place? Do you see a lot of people coming here?
Ever
year after year?
since we've been open for opening day, it's been very popular.
Wow. And
Yeah.
a lot of people know that you're here, so they come back
Oh
year
yeah,
after year?
I'm always posting about it on all my social media, getting people down here and getting them amped for this every year.
And where is the Blount Clam Shack actually located?
It's actually located in Warren, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's up on the Narragansett Bay? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And are all the clams that you prepare here, are they from Rhode Island?
Yep, everything is from the Blount company. Yep.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, Amber, have a great fair. Thank you so
too.
much. We love Rhode Island clam
Well,
chowder.
hopefully everybody keeps coming out.
Absolutely. Have a great fair.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we're here with Peter at the New Hampshire Grown Corn on the Cob vending station here. Peter, you got corn. What makes it New Hampshire corn?
It was grown in New Hampshire, and it's got New Hampshire butter on it.
New Hampshire butter
New Hampshire butter.
from one of the dairy farms.
Yep. Great Brook Creamery
Oh my
in
gosh.
Walpole, New Hampshire.
Wow, that's amazing. And how have sales been going?
Very well. Everybody's been enjoying it, and they're excited. People have been real happy to find us.
Right.
So,
And so this is also something they can eat. It's a good, finger food essentially. They can hold it in one hand and munch away as they're walking around.
yeah, and it's healthy, you know.
And
not
it's
like
healthy.
It's deep fried or anything. It's,
Right.
you know,
And so how do you cook the corn? Are you steaming it?
it's steamed, yeah.
Okay.
And we got it. We got the butter over here.
Ah, I see. So it's all ready to go.
It's all ready to go.
Very cool. Well, Peter, thank you so much. Best of luck. We hope you sell all your corn.
I hope so too.
All right, thanks. So I'm here at the New Hampshire Maple Products Association, and your name is?
Christine.
Christine, what's going on here? What are you guys selling?
Anything maple. We've got candies, we've got maple cream, we've got cotton candy, we've got nuts, we've got popcorn. Anything you could think of maple, we have it.
So when I think of New Hampshire, I certainly think of maple syrup.
Yes, we have syrup, of
And
course,
you have,
too. Yes,
you have
we
syrup
do.
and anything maple
Yes,
products.
absolutely.
And how have you been busy?
Yes, very busy. Giving out samples always helps.
Oh, you give out samples.
Yes, that's helpful.
Oh,
yes, yeah.
maybe Kenny and I should take advantage of that.
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
And how long are you here for the entire run of the fair?
I am not. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday
Okay.
of this week, and I'll be back next week as well.
Oh, good for
But
you.
there are a lot of folks that are here the whole time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, Christine, thanks so much. Have a great
welcome.
fair.
Thank
and I
you.
hope when you guys are done, all these shelves are empty.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
fair.
You too.
So I'm here at the Wild Blueberry Pie vending station, and your first name is?
Jim.
Jim, nice to meet you. So tell me about the blueberry pie. Where are the blueberries from?
Blueberries are coming down from Sanbornton, New Hampshire, and to a local bakery here in West Springfield, and the pies are delivered to us fresh every day.
Oh, so they're actually baked here.
They're baked here in West Springfield.
Oh, wow.
And delivered to us every morning fresh. So no freezing allowed or anything like
But
that.
these are fresh blueberries all the way from New Hampshire.
You got it. Yep.
And how have sales been?
Sales have been brisk. We like it. We've had this pie in the booth in the building for 50 years. So it's a staple for a lot of fairgoers. They come and look for that blueberry pie every year.
Well, I can attest to that. My wife and I get your blueberry pie here. We always look forward to the New Hampshire blueberry pie every year. So
Right.
we've been one of your regulars over the years. And does ice cream come with it?
Yep, we have 3 flavors of ice cream. The staple, though, is vanilla ice cream. That's like a
That's-
match made in heaven. Blueberry pie and vanilla ice cream. But we do also offer chocolate and pumpkin ice cream as an alternative. So,
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Jim, thank you so much. Best of luck. I hope you have a great fair.
well, thanks for stopping by.
Okay, bye-bye. So we are outside the New Hampshire building right now, and we happened upon a lovely family here, just taking a quick break from everything that they're doing. So what's your first name?
My name is Joe.
Joe?
Tanya.
Tanya?
Marianne.
Marianne.
We're
so,
not together.
Oh, you're not together. Oh, I see. You just picked up each other.
My daughter.
I figured as much, right? And where are you from?
Pittsfield, Mass.
Fantastic. Do you come to the fair every year?
Yes, we do.
And once a year, or
Once a year.
Once a year. And what's your favorite thing to do here?
Eat.
Eat. All right. And what kinds of things do you eat?
Lobster.
Lobster. Okay. And what's your favorite thing?
Lobster.
All right. Well, you have good taste. Oh, in the bucket. All right. And what sites do you try to get around to while you're here?
All of it.
The livestock and some of the shopping.
Okay. And have you been through all the state buildings yet?
Yes.
You've done
Yeah.
those.
We just completed the state
You
buildings.
just finished.
We're taking a little break,
Time to take a little break and then keep
do
on
a little
moving.
more shopping, and look at a few more farm animals.
Oh, that's great. Well, so nice to meet you. Thanks for
Nice to
coming
meet you
over
too.
from
Yeah, you too, man.
Pittsfield.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we're always happy to see fellow Massachusetts residents coming over here to West Springfield.
Yeah.
So glad
We're
you're
happy to
enjoying
be
the
here.
fair. We'll see you next year.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
That New Hampshire building was pretty cool, wasn't it? So right about now, we're going to shoot next door over to the Connecticut building. Let's see what they have there.
So we are here at the Connecticut Valo Tobacconist booth here in the Connecticut building, and your first name is?
Karen.
Hi, Karen. Nice to meet you. So what is this booth all about? I see lots of tobacco hanging down. What is this all about?
Well, we are a retail store in Hazardville, the Enfield section of Enfield, Connecticut. We've been there almost 27 years. We're into our 27th year. We're surrounded by tobacco fields in the Connecticut area, and we started our own cigar line about 15 years ago called Battleground Cigars. And we came here into the Connecticut building because it's part of the agriculture of Connecticut, growing the Connecticut, which is known all over the world for its fine cigar wrapper. We have Connecticut Shade, which is grown under the white tents, and then we have the Connecticut Broadleaf that is not, and it's a little darker. It's known as a broadleaf or a Maduro wrapper, a darker wrapper. And we're just celebrating the agriculture of Connecticut.
Well, you know, the tobacco we call it the Tobacco Valley, and certainly the Connecticut River Valley from Hartford really up to, you mentioned earlier, to Vermont.
Vermont, yeah.
This area is just synonymous with tobacco, and this was a huge industry
Correct.
back in the 1800s and the early to mid 1900s. Not as much now, I guess. It's waned a little bit, but still going pretty strong.
It is. I'll tell you what. I think it's the cost of the land, of the taxes for the land, for the farmers. It's a hardship for the farmers,
right.
To do this. I mean, the reason why the Connecticut River and the valley is so wonderful for growing the tobacco, it's the soil. It's the soil from the river. And that's what makes it unique. And it can't be grown anywhere in the world, as much as they try.
Yeah. You know, it's absolutely amazing because so many people that are certainly my age, and our cameraman Kenny over here grew up picking tobacco as a kid. That was how they made money growing up. And you know, we're from Westfield Cable Channel 15, and we were filled with tobacco fields. Many of them are gone now, but many of the drying barns are still there.
Oh, sure.
And we have some big fields next to Columbia Manufacturing, actually, where they still grow tobacco. They just picked it, and it's all in the big barns.
It's in the
right
barns.
now.
It's drying right now, and then it'll be taken down, and it'll go for sweating. Right now, the broadleaf industry is taken off because more people want a Maduro cigar. And I think that there are other, the fillers of most cigars are from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, you know, that type of thing. And they're trying, and Ecuadorian, they're trying to grow our seed in their soil. It just doesn't taste the same, but they're trying.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about the tobacco industry. Best of luck to you for the whole fair.
Thank you.
And it's really special to see a part of our culture, our agricultural culture
and
on display here
Yeah.
in the history. It's what has made the Pioneer Valley so famous, quite frankly. So.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by, and I hope everybody else will too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a great fair.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That story about tobacco over at the Connecticut building was really interesting. So next door, we have the Vermont building, and of all things, I happen to run into a place that has a pickle on a stick. Now let me tell you one thing about this pickle. It is a lactose fermented pickle, and it's cured inside oak barrels. And I couldn't figure out why everyone was spending $5 for a pickle here at the Big E. And then the guy gave me one to try. It was the best damn pickle I ever tasted. So let's go into Vermont and check it out.
So we're here in the Vermont building right now at the Vermont cheese booth, and I've got Paul, who's the head honcho, I hear. So tell me, what makes Vermont cheese?
Milk from cows from all over New England. About 65% of the milk produced to make the cheese is from Vermont. The remainder is from the other other 5 New England states, as well as New York.
Wow. And you know, when you think about Vermont, you certainly think maple syrup, but you also think cheese.
Yes.
And why is it that Vermont is so famous for their cheese?
I mean, Cabot's been around since 1919 and has really made a big name for itself. You can find them all over the world now, and they make a very, very good product, and we're proud to sell it.
Well, I know Cabot is in our household because my wife loves cheese.
Excellent.
And so we always have cheese. So, like, how many different varieties of cheese are you folks promoting here?
Well, most everything's Cabot brand, other than the goat cheese, which is made by Vermont Creamery, and Sweet Rowan Farmstead does the cheese curds. We typically every year feature the Big E special, which is a cheese 2.5 years age that you can only get here at the fair.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
very popular.
Is that right?
Most of the other hard cheeses that we cut and prepare here, you can get in a grocery store. However, maybe not as fresh as what we're doing here, because we actually take 40-pound blocks, cut them, wrap them, and weigh them.
Wow.
For everybody to take
Are
home.
you a traditional stop for a lot of fairgoers because they know your booth is here?
Yeah, I have to give all that credit to my parents, Pat and Jay Hooper. They've run this booth for the last 25 years. I began helping them 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And ever since that, they keep saying, "Oh, we're done this year. We won't be back." And this is actually the very first year that they have not been.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Wow. Well, we certainly want to wish you a great fair. And just keep selling cheese because everybody talks about it.
We won't run out.
Yeah, that's great.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're in the Vermont building right now at the Big P Pickle booth. And your first name is?
Victor.
Victor, you've got a big pickle here.
I do.
And why are you buying a pickle on a stick?
I mean, it's just simple, crispy, yet delicious. A big pickle.
Have you had them before?
I have not. I've heard a lot about them, though. So it's my first time.
So your first time, and what's the first bite like?
Beautiful, crunchy, crispy, nicely balanced, and all around good.
That is outstanding. So let's talk to the. Are you the owner of this establishment?
I'm not. I'm a humble.
You are a humble pickle slinger, and humble pickle slinger. What's your first name?
I'm Nate.
Nate. And so tell me about pickles. Why are people buying pickles on a stick?
Well, so pickles on a stick are really fun, right? You can see people walking around, brings a lot of joy, but what it really is a lacto-fermented pickle. So it's a really healthy, probiotic, live food that we're serving people, and it's fun. So we're getting people eating healthy food, eating real food from Vermont farmers, and having a really good time. So.
And these are all from Vermont farms?
Yep, some of the farms are right here on the banner.
Okay.
There's 25 total farms that we buy all of our produce from.
Wow.
Every cucumber you see, locally grown with love, fermented in oak barrels.
And how the sales been?
It's been good. Not bad for Monday. The weekend was really busy and people have been having a lot of fun.
Well, I was amazed how many people were in line to buy pickles while Kenny and I were waiting to come up and just talk to you about it. So obviously very, very popular.
It's been popular, you know. We're having a good time out here. Sugar Bob over here.
Well, we're going to go see Sugar Bob in a second, but thank you so much. Best of luck to you for the fair. And I know you gave him a free pickle, so he's going to be enjoying it.
Do you want a pickle too?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I've got two hands already full right now, so thank you very much. Have a great fair.
You're welcome. You too.
All right. So I'm here with Sugar Bob at Sugar Bob's Finest Kind smoked maple syrup, maple hot sauce, barbecue sauce, and nuts. So what's this booth all about?
That's correct. Well, we are based in central and southern Vermont, and we're small-time sugar makers with big-time plans to dominate the world in value-added specialty maples. So what we do is we make a little bit of maple syrup and we add value to it by creating specialty products such as smoked maple syrup, which is for barbecue instead of breakfast, right? Think savory glaze. A nice barbecue sauce, and 4 varieties of Vermont maple sriracha, which are 5 clean ingredients grown with Vermont peppers and big flavor. So that's the space that we're occupying right now at the Big E, telling the story of good food, a delicious experience, and value-added maple.
I love your enthusiasm. So what do you use this on? You're applying this to certain foods, is that right? Or?
Well, a hot sauce has unlimited uses, right? But you can start with French fries and hamburgers, and you can go all the way to like fancy ramen bowls and sort of exotic stir fries.
So give our viewers a sense of where they can use it.
Sure. Think about big flavor and clean ingredients and how that might apply in the world of gourmet cooking. Our smoked maple syrup has use. All the cool kids are making cocktails with it these days, right?
Oh, wow.
The smoky old fashioned is something we invented about 10 years ago. We're very proud of that. Yep. And we're about to open a new retail location in Chester, Vermont. That's exit 6 off of I-91 for all you Western Mass travelers. Keep your eyes open because that's going to be a destination location for Sugar Bob's Finest Kind and the kimchi experience from Finale Ferments.
Well, I know Chester very well. I've passed through it a number of times. I will look you up the next time I'm up there. Sugar Bob's.
Very good. Excellent.
Here in the Vermont building. So people, if you're looking for a big flavor, come see Sugar Bob's.
Awesome.
So I'm outside of the Vermont building here with Paul from Southwick. Nice to find. We're from Westfield, obviously, and so it's nice to see our next door neighbors here.
Yep.
So you're here with your wife?
Yep, we're here with our wife. We just got done and we volunteered at the Agawam Lions Club booth, doing their chicken dinners and stuff.
Oh
so
yeah,
we
sure.
just-
My wife and I do that every year.
So
we eat there.
we just did our stint to help out.
Oh, you did.
our
Good for you.
fellow Lions. Yeah, we'll be back one more day next week to help them out. So it's
Yeah.
a worthy cause. So.
Now, do you get around and do the fair as well?
Well, that's where we're heading right now. We're going to spend a few more hours trying to beat the rain, and life will be good.
Oh,
so.
good for you.
Yeah, we had.
Now,
a
you've got a Southwick Lions shirt on.
Absolutely.
What's your connection with Southwick Lions?
I'm the president right now. Just
Good for you.
took over, and I'm going to do a little bit of advertising. I'm going to turn around. You get the back of my shirt.
Oh, we love bottles and
We love
cans.
bottles and cans, and that's our main fundraiser for the Southwick Lions.
Okay.
Agawams, this is their main fundraiser. Ours is we collect cans and bottles.
Oh, fantastic.
And the money all stays pretty much within the state, a lot of it locally, and so we're just here to do our part and help out the other Lions.
That's
So,
great.
yep.
What's your favorite thing here at the Big E?
Actually, a beer, and I'm going to go find one pretty quick. It was pretty hot standing by that
It is
barbecue
hot
pit,
and
so.
very, very humid
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
There's
no,
no
it's,
question. We have the
It's
threat
just a lot of fun walking around, seeing all the people and stuff.
Right.
I've actually bumped into several people I used to work with. I haven't seen in 4 or 5 years, so yeah, it's been
Fantastic.
It's been fun. So yeah.
Well, listen, Paul, it was nice to meet you and your wife as well. Have a great afternoon here. Thanks for all your volunteer service to the community and
Absolutely,
supporting
no,
Lions.
And thank you guys for what you do with the, public access channels.
You
We
bet.
Appreciate it.
Kenny takes good care of you.
Yes, he does.
All right.
Perfect.
Have a great afternoon.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Bye now.
And here we are at what I'd like to call home base, the Massachusetts building. Now, there's a lot of great, interesting things inside this building, but just as we got to the end of it, Harry was like, okay, let's finish up and go. And I looked down to the end of the hall, and I saw the Beekeepers Association, and boy, did we get an education on beekeeping. So let's go into Massachusetts and check that out.
So we're at the Fresh Massachusetts Apples booth, and I've got Russ. Russ, I understand you are a bigwig when it comes to the apple industry. What are you involved in, and what is your role?
I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called the New England Apple Association, and our job is to educate people about all the wonderful apples we grow in New England.
So, although we're in the Massachusetts building and we're promoting, I'm guessing, Massachusetts apples, apples are everywhere.
Yes, we estimate that there are more than 300 varieties grown somewhere in New England.
Really?
That's one of our strengths as a region. Is that we grow
300 varieties?
That's right.
So when I go to these local orchards and we buy our apples, we like Kaczynski's and Westfield and up in Granville and stuff, they may have 5 or 6, but not 300.
Well, no one orchard has all 300, but there's so much of an interest in our heirloom varieties that every orchard seems to have a different set of them. And then there are a lot of new apples constantly evolving. So it's a combination of old and new.
So what makes apples such a popular commodity in New England, and why do they grow so well? And I'm assuming apples are everywhere. Are they really synonymous with New England because of our climate?
Well, and because of our history. We were the first in so many pieces of the apple industry in the United States. We had Johnny Appleseed, John Chapman, who grew up in Long Meadow.
So he was a real person? That's not just a story or a myth?
And Henry David Thoreau wrote the beautiful essay, Wild Apples. And we have varieties like Baldwin and Roxbury Russet that were developed right here. So we have a very rich history, and we have a great group of growers who like to experiment and try different varieties. And we can do that with all of our microclimates.
Does the climate in New England, is it conducive? Is it really highly conducive for apples? Is that why you see so much of it? Because of the rocky soil? And
yes, McIntosh in particular thrive in our rocky soils and also need the cool nights in late August and September to develop their color and bring out the sugars. There are growers in other parts of the country who wish they could grow McIntosh, but without those cool nights, they just don't develop the same flavor.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So it really does have to do with the temperature difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the soil, the rocky soils.
And the rocky soil, because you see apple trees everywhere and apple orchards everywhere. So tell me about Johnny Appleseed. you know, I grew up listening to the stories, and you just think it's a child. Oh, you walking around with a bag throwing apple seeds everywhere.
Yeah.
But he was an actual person.
He was a real guy. He was born in Leominster and raised in Long Meadow, so he's a Massachusetts native.
Yeah.
He planted his orchards in 2 states, Ohio and Indiana. And he would anticipate where the migration of the European settlers were going. He'd get there first and plant apple seeds, because when the settlers arrived, they were going to need those apples for sweetness, for cider.
Is that right?
And some land grant companies insisted that you own a certain number of trees to discourage speculators. So he had a ready market for these trees, and they were mostly used for cider back then. They were not particularly good to eat,
Okay.
but you could press them into cider.
Oh, okay.
And then from cider you could make vinegar, or you could make apple jack, or you could
Okay.
feed your livestock. There were so many things you could do with
Right,
an apple.
right. Wow.
So-
And how, you know, we've been in a drought this year. How has it affected the apple industry?
In general, in New England, you're going to see more small apples than usual.
Okay.
It is a generalization, because even certain orchards, certain varieties are sizing up well. They may have been irrigated, or they may be in a heavier soil, but the drought has overall affected the size some, and there will be more small apples than usual.
Whereas last summer we had nothing but rain. I think the apples were huge.
It's a beautiful crop last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a good crop, but it's smaller than a year ago.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Russ, thank you so much. Have a great fair. We hope that you can continue to promote everything apple for all of New England, that's for sure, but certainly here in Massachusetts, because when we think of Massachusetts, we think of orchards, and we think of apples, and we think of apple cider. So
Absolutely.
thank you
Love
so
it.
much. Have
Thank
a great
you.
fair. So we're at the Hampden County Beekeepers booth here in the Massachusetts building, and I'm with Jeff. Jeff, what is it about bees that I always see people over here looking at your display of bees and all the honey, but
the people that left a couple minutes ago, they asked a lot of really good questions, and as a beekeeper, I can give them more information they've probably ever heard anywhere else. And he was so fascinated by it, and he just said that this was the best thing they've seen at the fair so far today. He goes, well, I learned so much. Before that, there was a family here with 2 young kids. The kids were asking super good questions, and they were homeschooled kids, and they knew more about bees than probably 90% of the people here. And I enjoy talking about bees.
so how big is beekeeping in Massachusetts or other places?
It's gotten a lot bigger. When I first started beekeeping, we started, our club had a bee school, and there was years when we couldn't even hold a school because we lack of students. Then with some of the problems with mites and the media bringing more attention to beekeeping and the importance of bees, more and more people became interested. Our club expanded. We had to move and find a new home for our club just for our members. And then we had to find a bigger place to hold our school, because there's been years where we've had 150 students. So we hold a bee school, and it's excellent bee school. It takes about 3 months, and we bring people along right from the very beginning, everything they need to know about beekeeping. And when the school ends, it's about when you would start to get your bees for yourself and start the hive if you want to.
So we're Westfield Cable Channel 15. Our studio is actually in the Westfield Technical Academy, where Nate Sperry teaches, and I know he is a very active proponent and very passionate about beekeeping.
Yes. Yeah, Nate's a great member of our club. He teaches some of the more technical classes in our bee school. And he is very passionate. I know he started with a couple hives as a beekeeper. He said, I'm going to try a couple. And the next thing he knew, he had like 50 hives. So,
oh my gosh, 50?
I know it's over 20. I know
That's amazing.
It keeps growing and
It
growing.
keeps growing
a lot of
and growing.
beekeepers get that. You get one hive, and then
Right.
you capture a swarm, or you get some more bees, or you get a
Right.
split. There's ways to increase how many hives you have, and it's like a lot of hobbies, like golf. You people that get into golf,
Yeah.
and that's all they want to talk. Beekeeping can be like that. You get into it enough, and then before you know it, you've got more hives than you thought you were ever going to want.
So let's talk about the bees that are over here. We've got a lot of bees, and a lot of people think, oh my gosh, you're going to get stung.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily understand the importance. What is the importance of honeybees to agriculture?
Well, obviously, pollination is their biggest biggest role in agriculture. There's many crops like almonds and cranberries here in Massachusetts. You have cranberries, and if you don't bring in a lot of honeybees, they don't get as pollination as well. And by having a large amount of bees in your apple orchard, in your cranberry orchard, your peach orchard, to pollinate all the flowers, you increase your yield sometimes 2-3 times. So
you know, we have a apple tree, a ornamental crab apple tree in our front yard, and when it's loaded with blossoms in the spring. And when those blossoms come out, the bees are all over it.
Yes.
And I will walk over to it, and the tree is humming.
Humming a lot, yeah.
You can hear it virtually humming.
I have 2 trees that were given to me by a beekeeper about 30 years ago that I planted, and they're called BB trees. And they actually bloom in the middle of August, when most things aren't blooming in August. That's considered like a dearth, the heat of the summer, not that many things flower. It's more spring and fall. But these flower in August. And on a good year, there's probably 10,000 bees on that tree.
My goodness.
You can barely hold a conversation next to it.
So what are these bees doing, and where did they come from?
So this is from one of our beekeepers in our club, Mike. He lives in Westfield, and what he does is he'll take a couple of frames out of his hive and make sure that we have a good representation of a hive. So this hive here, you can see that we have honey that the bees have stored here. There's honey here that they were still processing that wasn't ripe yet. There's here, and then down here where you see this big congestion of bees, this is where the queen has been laying eggs, and there's a lot of brood there, and those bees are the nurse bees are feeding those larvae, and they're also keeping those bees warm. So and she's out here, she's still in there, she's laying eggs, and every egg she lays, in 21 days, a new bee will emerge from that cell.
Every 21 days?
21 days for a worker bee, yeah.
Wow. And where does a queen bee come from? What is a queen bee?
That's a great story. So here's a good explanation. If I found that queen and I squished her, took her out, threw her away, now the hive is queenless. That queen was emitting a pheromone telling all those bees that there was a queen there and everything's good. But now that's not there. She could have died of natural cause, or something could have happened to her. So as long as there's an egg in here that she's laid that's less than 3 days old, that's a fertilized egg that was destined to be one of the 1,100 that she lays a day. It was destined to be a worker bee, but now the hive, as this whole hive, they have this hive mentality, and they realize they don't have a queen. So what they're going to do is they're going to kind of randomly, they're going to take about 5-6 cells, and they're going to chew that little cell, and they're going to make a bigger cell called the queen cell, about the size of a peanut shell.
Oh, wow.
And when that egg hatches, like it normally would, that egg hatches into a larva, they feed that egg not only nectar and pollen like a worker bee, but they also feed it a glandular excretion called royal jelly. That royal jelly will cause that worker bee now to become a queen. And that queen will actually hatch out in only 18 days because she's so important.
Oh my gosh.
So when she hatches out, she's an infertile queen. She can't really be a queen yet. Even though she's got an extended abdomen, more developed ovaries, she is a queen, but she's infertile. She has to mate with several drones. So usually on the first or second day, she's going to leave. It may be the only time she leaves the hive in her whole life. She goes on a maiden flight above the hive. The drones, the male bees, their only job in life, fly up after her. She needs to mate with about 6 or 7 of those drones. She stores that sperm in her body, and then she'll fly back. And if she's successful in all of that, and she makes it back, she has another job to do first, and that is there can only be one queen. So she'll find the remaining queen cells, chew a hole in them in their cell, and she'll sting them all to death.
Is
and
that
she'll
right?
reign as the new queen for the next 2 to 3 years.
Oh my gosh. This is...
But if she didn't make it back, those other ones would have been the backups for her.
Oh, wow.
If a bird ate her or she got blown away, those were backups, because it's so important to have that queen.
This is absolutely amazing, the hierarchy and the fact that they know what they're doing and they can figure this out.
And it isn't just the knowledge of a bee, it's the knowledge of a hive that's so amazing for a honeybee.
Wow, amazing. Well, Jeff, thank you so much. I've learned more about bees than I've ever known before, but
You're welcome.
we know Nate. We respect the heck out of him. We think he's the greatest.
Yes,
And,
he's a great
I know about bees. Not that I know a lot, but whatever I've learned from about bees is because of Nate.
If you hang around Nate, you're going to know
You're
more
gonna
and
learn
more
a lot.
about bees than anyone else.
Well, listen, have a great fair, and we hope that you continue to indoctrinate people into the world of bees.
Okay, well, that's my job here is promote beekeeping, promote our bee school, and sell a little bit of product from our local beekeepers.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So we're inside right now the Young Building, and the Irish Cultural Center has a nice, huge spread going on here. And I just caught this out of the corner of my eye, watching pottery in the making. How are you?
I'm very well.
And
Very
who
well
are
today.
you?
I am Janet Johnston. I work with Louis Mulcahy Pottery. We're nearly in business 50 years. I'm working with Louis for 30 years.
Uh-huh.
As a production potter, yeah.
Right.
So we came over for the first time to the Big E in 2019 with the intention of coming back 2020-21, but as we know, the world changed, and
Right.
so we thought we'd make the effort and get back here this year. So we're having a brilliant time.
And when you say get
Yes, yes.
back here, you're coming from over the pond.
Over the pond, yes, southwest corner of Ireland, Dingle Peninsula.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's where we are.
And this just formed instantly within the last minute.
There you go.
How long have you been doing this?
30 years.
30 years.
yeah. So a while, yeah. This is what I'm making here now is what we call a budale, which is the Irish word for bottle. So it'll be one of these pieces. We make them individually with no measurements. It's the one piece in the range that we actually don't use measurements. We have a guideline because we like them to be individual, and maybe if people buy them, like to buy them and in a cluster of 3, so you have a tall, medium, small, and it just looks, they complement each other, yeah.
Yes. So it's pretty much from here the same thing I learned in middle school. You now
Yes.
it dries a little bit, and then
Yes.
you fire it in the kiln.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, and then you paint and then fire again. Is that how it works?
That's it, yeah.
Or, they don't call it painting; it's glazing.
Glazing, you're right. Gosh,
Glazing.
you remember it all.
Oh, that was over 40 years ago now.
Yeah, we generally you'd make sort of a Monday to Wednesday, and then the next stage after the throwing is the turning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the trimming of the base when it's a little bit harder. Then you have to leave the piece dry till it's fully dry, no moisture in the clay whatsoever. Purpose for that is if you have water particles heating, they turn to steam, and the steam expands and the pots explode basically. So
That's not good.
You don't want that to happen.
Right.
And then the first firing is called the bisque firing. That changes the clay from clay to ceramic. It's still quite fragile at that stage, but we then glaze, and then that second firing is a stoneware firing, and that goes to about 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a little hot.
A bit hot, yeah, pretty hot. And then your finished piece is ready to go to the shops at that stage, yeah.
Right, and it's right there in front of me.
There you go.
That is amazing. I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you for stopping by.
Okay.
Yeah, good
Thanks.
to meet you.
All right. Okay, we're still at the Irish Cultural Center set up here at the Eastern States in the Young Building. I came across Dingle Distillery. What? Tell me
Who
about
are
the
we?
Dingle Distillery. First of all, tell me who you are.
So the Dingle Distillery, okay, we're based in Kerry, in Dingle, in Ireland, and we were the first new distillery in over 250 years. So we brought out our whiskey. It was launched in 2015. The whiskey was, yeah. So up until then, we were making our vodka and our gin in a tiny pot still called Usheen. The story of the distillery is that we were crowdfunded. In 2010, when we found the place, it's the ugliest distillery in Ireland from the outside. It's a blue metal building, but when you go in, you're transported. It's incredibly old world. You'll see it there. There's no automation, and everything is just as it would be hundreds of years ago. There's loads of information. The pot stills, for example, are Forsyths, and Forsyth stills there's about a 10-year waiting list on them now. But when we got them, of course, everything in the economy was flat.
I've heard about a waiting list for these.
We were so lucky, and we were actually able to have them bespoked. So there's a bubble here, which our distiller would probably be able to tell you the main reason for that. But that's the reason that all of our bottles would have this unusual shape, because it mimics the still. So
I see that. Yeah.
So how do you start a distillery from nothing? So what you do is you crowdfund it. So 500 people paid €6,000 each, and they are the founding fathers and mothers of Dingle. So that gave us 3 million to start. With vodka and gin, you distill today and you bottle today if you want. So we start with our vodka. So a really good vodka should have no aroma, no aftertaste. Ours does exactly that. We distill it 5 times, so there's no impurities.
5 times distilled.
Yes.
That's unheard of.
So it's the essence of where we are. Everything is just 5 times distilled. So when you try it, no aroma, no aftertaste. There's a slight viscosity, just a slight viscosity. I have to find the competition, but we found out 2 weeks ago we won best vodka in an American competition. So I need to know what that is.
I'm getting into that by the end of this.
Okay.
I guarantee you
so
that.
Then you move on to the gin. So the gin is like the antithesis of vodka. It's the flip side. It's all about that whoosh up your nose, the aftertaste that's left
The
when
juniper.
it's gone. Well, juniper is the backbone.
Yeah.
All gins have to have juniper, okay? Because Genever is actually the Dutch word for juniper. So with the gin, the botanicals that we use around that would be things like bog myrtle, rowanberry, hawthorn, heather, which would be indigenous to Kerry and Dingle. Okay, so it's an Atlantic coastline. It's wild. It's called the Wild Atlantic Way. You'll actually see www signs all along the west.
That's why every gin is different. On top of the juniper, it depends on what you put in.
Gins are like perfumes.
Different aromatics.
Exactly, aromatics, yeah. I mean, if there's a lot of cinnamon in a gin, I don't like it because I never liked cinnamon as a child, so it's a kind of an associated memory. So ours is very, very soft and gentle, and when you do taste it, you'll see that total opposite of the vodka. And then you move on to the whiskies. So we've had batches of whiskey, okay? So you'll have batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. And we'll have ordinary ones, and then we'll have cask strength. The trick with our whiskies is finding the right mix of barrels to mature it into. Okay, so with this one, for example, batch number 5, I've just learned today it was about $70, $80 here. It's now gone up to $100 because there's no more left. With all of the batches, when they're made, we only make so many and then they're gone. In Ireland, there is no more batch 5. Right. But here in America, there is. So when this is gone, it's gone.
And this is single malt, too. It's not blended.
Malt, yeah. And they're all single malts. And then you have, so this is bourbon, Pedro Jimenez, which is an intense sweet sherry, and then Madeira. And then this one here, okay, this was the solution to the problem of running out. So for 7 years, the liquid's been building up. So now we have a core single malt. So this is arriving in America, hopefully this week or next week. And this will always be here, okay? This one has been matured in bourbon and sherry. Okay, cask. So it's quite simple, and what people are saying, it's kind of remind them a little bit of Christmas, which is nice coming into the winter.
Yeah.
So this one you will always be able to get. This one is only available while it's there. So there are all of our products. We're very, very, very small. We're very small, but everything that we make, we sell, which is wonderful. We keep winning awards after awards, but we don't have a huge machine behind us of marketing people to kind of put that out there.
Right.
So it literally has been organic. It's literally been organic. The more people that find out about us, the more people that buy into our products. And we are expanding, and it is growing, and it's lovely. It's a nice, gentle space, you know. So.
You know, what really drew me over here initially was the blue vodka bottle, because I hear of Ireland, or I think of Ireland. What do I think of? I think of 2 things.
Yeah.
Whiskey and Guinness.
Okay. Yeah.
I never think of vodka from Ireland. You know, how many distilleries do you think are
A
out
lot.
there for vodka in
If
Ireland?
you get down to brutal part, I mean, you think about it like that, the fact that you can distill today and bottle tomorrow, and if you do it right, it's not really that difficult to make a product like vodka. Like with us, the extra step of going the 5 times, it's an added expense, but it's proven. We're after winning the awards that we have won. A lot of distilleries then kind of mimicked the success of Dingle and kind of followed in our footsteps. So flattery is wonderful, but sometimes what I see as well is that people just get lost in all of the different distilleries and brands, and it's becoming, I suppose, quite complex. And
Right.
then you're going to get into things of like the Drumshanbo, the gunpowder gin, has a completely different set of botanicals to us. Still Irish gin, but they're worlds apart.
Right,
Absolutely
yeah.
worlds apart. So it's all, I think, it's up to each person. what you
Now,
want.
now that vodka, but by the time I get off camera, or when I get off camera, I am going to see what a 5-time distilled award-winning vodka tastes like. But I'm wondering now, is that a grain? Is that a potato?
Corn.
Corn. Okay, great.
Okay, and then barley for our whiskies, and that's why I actually can discern there's a teeny sweetness at the end, and I think that's coming from the corn. But it could just be in my imagination. But Coich said she gets it as well.
Great.
And Coich is one of only 5 female distillers in Ireland, female distillers. So
That's awesome.
this is somebody that's kicking the glass ceiling, girls. So yeah.
All right. Well, you certainly told us a lot about Dingle Distillery. I want to thank you for your time.
You're very
and
welcome. We're
giving
very
us a look.
passionate. We love. It's great to get up every day and love what you're doing. It's not work anymore.
All right.
It's just living the dream. That's
Living the
it,
dream.
Living the dream.
All right. Thanks again.
You're very, very welcome.
All right. All right, so I'm here with Paul Kozub from V1 Vodka, and I'd like to thank you for taking a minute or two of your time to talk with us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Great. Before I get into your vodka, something I would like to talk about is right at the beginning, when Ukraine was invaded, you went to Poland.
Yeah.
And you did some humanitarian efforts there.
Yeah.
Can you just touch upon that for a minute?
Yeah, I've had a distillery there for 17 years, and it's in Lublin, Poland, so it's not far from the Ukraine border. So when I heard back in end of February that there might be this invasion of Russia into Poland, into Ukraine, that I really felt compelled to go. And so I was actually there the day 10 of the war, and went to the border and brought some money and aid to the refugees, and it was a life-changing experience for sure.
Can you tell me how it was life-changing for you?
Well, just seeing, you don't think in 2022 that you'll see this kind of war, this kind of hand-to-hand combat that's going on, and that you see all these old ladies walking across the border with bags and running, and children in buses, and because there's martial law in Ukraine, so nobody for men 18 to 60 can leave the country. So you just see the innocent, the helpless people leaving, hearing the stories of being bombed, seeing the cars that were shot at that they had the letters in Russian, children in there, and they were still being shot.
You were
at,
in the
so,
thick of it.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to talk about V1 now, but before we go on, who do you have with you today?
This is little Vinny. He's my youngest. He's 2, and he's my pride and joy. I got 4 children, so.
So you are based out of Hadley, Mass. You're actually set up in that old church just through the center of town.
Yep.
When did V1 become V1?
September 1st, 2005, I sold my first bottle. So I said it officially was born. So we just had our 17th birthday. It started in my mind about 2 years prior to that to honor my Polish father. So yeah, the birth of it was September 1st, 2005.
And has it always been distilled in Poland?
Yep, since day one. I started doing stuff in my basement before that, but the official, licensed product, yes.
Excellent. Every year or two, you come out with yet another different style of vodka. I know, personally, I've been waiting for a pepper one. I know I've mentioned that to you in the past. But this doesn't look like a pepper one, but it looks really interesting. I love the hue coming off of it.
Yeah, so this is brand new. It's our V1 Double Espresso. It's made with Arabica beans that's infused in our unique spelt grain vodka. And already within the first 5 months, it's our second best-selling flavor out of our 9. Triple berry being our best, but the espresso martini is the most popular martini in the country, and this goes great in espresso martini.
I can picture that because I am a vodka martini drinker, but I'm also trying to figure out how that would go with say a White Russian.
Yeah.
Because now you have coffee on top of coffee.
Yep.
But
it would
still
go great.
vodka.
Yeah, great in a White Russian. Yep.
Yeah. Excellent. These are available now everywhere.
Yeah, we're in
V1 is-
stores all over Western Mass. V1's now in 9 states and 3 countries. Go to v1vodka.com. We can ship it to many states through there also.
Excellent. Paul, I want to thank you again for taking time to talk with us.
Pleasure. Cheers in Australia.
All right. Dziękuję pan.
Proszę bardzo.
So I've already done vodka. I've done a distillery from Ireland. I'd be remiss if I didn't touch upon wine here at the 2022 Eastern States Exposition. And I like to concentrate on local people. I'm here with Debbie from Raven Hollow.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you, Ken?
All right. She already knows my name. Oh, wait a minute. I'm wearing a name tag. It also helps that we go back to knowing each other since we're like 12. Just tell me a thing or two about Raven Hollow.
We grow all our fruit sustainably, so it's all handcrafted wine that we use all our fruit with. So.
And is this year-round?
Year-round. We're open year-round. The winery is open every Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 5. So.
And every wine is a fruit wine.
Yes, we use no grapes. It's all the fruit we grow on our farm. Yep.
How do you end up having fruit year-round?
We flash freeze some of the fruit when it's in season, and then when we're ready to make our wine, we will use that. So.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. Anything else other than wine on Saturdays?
Right now, we don't. Hopefully by next year, entertainment and other functions will be coming back, but because of COVID, we were kind of closed down for a little bit. So,
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What type of offerings do you have this year?
We are offering 5 different flavors, starting with a sweet apple, peach, apple cranberry, our Thanksgiving wine. One of our fan favorites is our strawberry rhubarb and blueberry explosion.
You didn't have all of these last year.
We usually
Did
do.
you? Did you have
I think we had ginger spice candied apple.
Okay.
And we replaced it this year with our peach,
Mhm.
which is one of my personal favorites.
What's the peach like?
I find it's very, very light. It has honeysuckle and caramel in the front, and then the
Mhm.
peach comes in very light at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to try it?
I'm going to try it. If I'm going to try any more, we really should have probably started at the lightest one, but
It is a very light
okay.
peach.
So this is the peach.
Yep. I'm not
It's
even
not-
a fan of peaches.
It's not in your face.
No, it's not in your face. So it's very light, and you're just getting it right at the end. So I
Absolutely.
find the honey suckle and the caramel in the front really is nice on the palate. Yep.
Yeah, it's not overly sweet either. I was expecting it to be closer to like a Moscato.
No. Our
All right.
apple wine, if somebody comes in and likes a Moscato made out of grape, then I suggest the sweet apple. It's
All right.
made out of the Honeycrisp Gala blend, so it is their sweetest apple. So, and that's a very light wine as well.
Okay, so the peach is the only new one here. I tried them all last year,
Mhm.
and you say that the strawberry rhubarb is the most popular one.
It is. Everybody likes that one.
I
because-
remember that one
Yep.
being my favorite from last year. Does it change at all from year to year?
Not really.
Like
no.
a grape vintage?
No grapes. So
yeah.
that's no. So.
So you don't
being
get the fluctuation depending
with
on
the
weather.
fruit, no. Nope. We call that one pie in a bottle, so it literally smells and tastes just like a strawberry rhubarb pie.
Exactly as I
Sweet
remember it.
up front, and then that little honey, the little rhubarb catches you at the back of your throat with
Right.
the little tart. Yep.
All right. I understand you've been here every day.
Every single day. Yes.
Mhm. All right.
And
What
I
are you?
got,
What are you?
5 more to go.
What are you doing on Monday?
Sleeping.
Great, Debbie from Raven Hollow. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kenny. Yep.
All right. Still here, but behind the camera, and I found this place at the Eastern States Exposition called the Front Porch, and they have a lot of great local craft people here and local business owners. And here is one. So fitting, I'm here for Southwick Community Television. We have a business owner from Southwick. Sharon, can you tell me where you are from?
Sure. I own a shop right in Southwick on College Highway called Reinspired, where I sell upcycled furniture and decor. Very eclectic shop mixed with antiques, vintage, new stuff also mixed in. Hopefully something that will appeal to everyone. And I'm part of this awesome place down called the Front Porch at the Big E, and it's all the buzz and everybody's excited about it. So it's been awesome.
So do I understand right that you actually work on some of the products that you have?
I do. We take stuff out of basements and attics and all kinds of things and transform them to make them more usable for today, so that they'll fit in with our decor of today.
And you mentioned that you did have a shop in South, a physical shop.
I do, at 365 College Highway, right in Southwick. It's right on the bend as you're heading towards Granby, Connecticut.
And how long have you been doing this?
I started about 5 years ago. I opened the shop in December of 2018. I was a high school guidance counselor before then, but now I'm doing what I love and loving what I do and trying to share that with people.
What inspired you to get into this?
Actually, we purchased a home at the beach a number of years back, and it was fully furnished. And because we purchased the home, we couldn't afford to furnish it, so I just started re-inspiring everything in it. So I reused and repurposed and continued to. I still have a lot of those pieces in that house today.
Still shocked that you're at the Big E?
Absolutely. It's been an amazing experience, exhilarating, exhausting, but such a cool place to be.
Excellent. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you.
Okay, I've suddenly shifted behind the camera, but I'm still doing my job here. I am with Amber from Champagne Apothecary.
Hey!
Hey, what brings you to the Big E?
Oh, such a great time for exposure. Love to meet new people. We're new to the area. Well, newer to the area, right? We opened up in February in Westfield. We brought our business and my whole family back out from California. We actually were born and raised here, but we lived there for a while, so the whole thing transitioned. And so we're just out here trying to meet up with people, get to know everybody in the community, see what's going on, kind of get our name out there. It's a good time.
So it took you a little while to get that shop opened up over on School Street.
It sure did, and I waited for the spot because I knew I wanted to be there. I looked at probably every spot that was available in Westfield, and at the time it just wasn't available, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold out, because I knew I wanted to be over there. It is an amazing street full of awesome entrepreneurs, great friends now, and it's just an awesome spot to be. So yeah, it took us some time to get in there, but I'm glad that we waited and we went there.
A lot of people joined you once you moved in too.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's been so fun, and like I said, it's just such a great group of women entrepreneurs on that street and family entrepreneurs on that street. I mean, you've got everything from Circuit Coffee to Bud Suds, and then the Good Table and the Hanger, and the Wendy's Nana's Kitchen, and just the Groomtastic and the Hair Girls and Hilltown Chic and Bay Bella Boutique, and myself there at Champagne Apothecary. So it's so fun and vibrant on that street. We have so much fun down there. It's amazing. And we're getting to do a lot of stuff for the community too. Last year we did a whole thing for all the kids for Halloween, and we did a food drive for the Westfield Food Pantry, and this year we're going to be doing some really cool charitable things for Christmas and Thanksgiving again. So it's just, it's a lot of fun in general.
All right, only a few more days for you.
Yeah, 5, including today.
Yeah, 5 long days.
Yeah, day 13.
All right, thanks for chatting with us, Amber.
Oh my gosh, of course, thank you so much. I super appreciate it.
Where am I looking? Looking
Well,
at you?
we'll be looking at each other.
Oh, we're in love.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Are you running?
It's our first date, yes.
Here we are with Southwick's own Joe Didi with Moolicious.
Moolicious, yeah.
Moolicious. How you doing,
Moolicious.
Joe?
I'm doing wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. What's today? The 5th day, 6th day?
I've lost
Feels like
track.
the first day.
I've been here almost every day.
I'm told it's Friday, so we've been open a week, right? 7 days.
Right. And how's that week been for you?
It's been wonderful.
Mhm.
Meeting new friends, hanging out with everybody from Southwick.
Mhm.
It's pinched me. I think I'm dreaming. How's that? Yeah, I'm not dreaming.
You're not dreaming.
I'm real.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Thursday was kind of a wet day. What
was a
does
wet
that, What does
day.
that happen with, as far as you're concerned down here?
Well, with the wetness, was it Wereguard in town gets a lot of business.
Okay.
Because you're completely drenched by 6:05 in the morning.
Absolutely.
And you run out and spend another $500 on rain gear again. Because you can't find the rain gear from last year because you forgot where you put it.
And then when you finally get back home, you
find
last
everything.
year's rain
Oh,
gear.
tons of stuff. Tons of stuff.
All right.
Yeah, the rain is it does hamper it somewhat. One of our facilities is a trailer, so we're pretty good there. This facility here is 2 tents, so the tents kind of wreak havoc with rain.
That's right. I'm kind of happy you brought that up because you actually have 2 different locations.
2
here.
locations, yeah. Trying for a third like usual. Never happy, but that's okay. Yeah, 2 locations. We're here behind, across from the slide and the circus, and the other location is across from the kiddie rides.
Okay.
Rondo's Ice Cream was there forever. And fun fact, Mr. Rondo taught me how to make ice cream probably 25 years ago. We started dabbling with it, and he was a great friend. He recently passed a year or 2 ago, and we ended up acquiring his concession trailer. And
25 years you've been doing ice cream.
I am 57 years old. Believe it or not, what people don't understand about Moolicious and Joe Didi is Joe started playing with ice cream at 18, 19 years old.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, I had a hot dog push cart, and there's some pictures floating around with me dressed as a clown. And I am still a clown, I know. I'm told that every day.
Yeah.
But back in the day,
I've heard it.
I've heard it, yeah.
Yep.
So my stepfather actually took over motocross as their accountant. Called me up one day and said, Joe, did you ever deal with ice cream? I'm like, no, but I got these dirty water dogs I throw out every night. Now, I owned a business back then that was struggling. So whatever you need to do to make extra money, that's my whole life story. So we bought a hot dog cart, we'd go down to Civic Center, and we'd sell hot dogs on concert nights.
And the dirty water is what makes them really good.
It
too.
really
Come
is.
on, let's admit
no,
it.
no, it's all good. Dirty
Yeah.
water dogs, yeah, there's no doubt about it. So that snowballed into going to motocross with novelty ice cream bars, chocolate eclairs, strawberry shortcakes, and I would sell them. And an old man at the time named Bernie Yellen was in charge of motocross, and he would say, hey, I don't mind you selling, kid, but you got to sell every weekend, not just during the Nationals.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
And we did, and that kind of morphed into playing with ice cream, and Moolicious was built out of, believe it or not, the motocross track.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some great history.
There really is some history there. Yeah.
And anything other than ice cream that you do with Moolicious? Maybe not necessarily here, but back at the farm
back at
over
the farm,
on
we
Feeding
have
Hills Road.
hamburgers, hot dogs, onion rings. We have a gamut of, I don't know what you want to call it, lunch food, snack food, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Plus, we manufacture all our hard ice cream there. So that's the key. It's made fresh. No corn syrup in our hard ice cream. We don't get the overrun that some companies do. Ours is a little more dense, a little more creamier.
Right.
2 ways of looking at life, right? I can do volume with some real crappy stuff, make a lot more money, maybe not get the repeat customer.
Right.
Or you back it down a little bit, go a little bit more natural, and the world we live in today
Yeah,
is
you
more
get
natural.
that overrun going, and it
Yeah.
looks like, oh wow, we're actually
yeah.
getting something, but
you're really not.
But then it's really not
It melts
nice
quicker.
and creamy. And,
Yeah, and we're very fortunate. Calabrese Farms are across the street from us. All of our strawberries, Calabrese Farms. Our blueberries, our apples, whatever I can't produce on my farm, I grab from across the street. They've been a huge, what's the right word? A great asset to the town of Southwick, the Calabrese family.
Right.
And for me personally, it's a win-win. I have issues with. We laugh because we trade forklifts. Who would have thought behind the scenes? Their forklift breaks, mine's over there. Mine breaks, he's right over with his. It's just a.
That's neighborly.
Well, I think we kind of control that side of town.
Okay.
Let's just be honest, right? We control traffic over there because if he's busy and I'm busy, you got to slow down a little bit when you crest that hill. And you get nervous when you see an ambulance come by and there's not too many houses left.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, okay, so, we got Long East Golf Course up the street. What a great family. They got the chip and putt up there. They have was it a 3-par, I think? I don't golf. But another great asset to the town of Southwick. They're hard workers. They do a great job. So, yeah.
Now,
good times.
your permanent location, is that seasonal?
It is seasonal. So we will close, I say, the day before Thanksgiving. Then my nonprofit side takes over, and we run with the Thanksgiving meals and all that stuff.
All right.
And then we open back up around April, depending on weather, depending on Joe's mood.
Yeah, we all know about Joe's Moods.
Joe's Moods, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Mhm.
the intent always is to open up middle of April. My birthday is at the end of April, and it seems like every year it's around my birthday.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Now, I am going to get back to your ice cream in a minute, but you
Sure.
did mention Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, you've been known for doing something for Thanksgiving every year as long as I can remember in
Yeah,
Southwick.
yeah, I think we've been doing it. So the Muna was invented 10 years ago this year. So I would think our Thanksgiving's all of 9 or 10 years we've been doing those.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a...
Now, do you want to tell me about what you do on Thanksgiving?
So it's interesting, and the last year was a rough one, and this year's going to be a rough one. I had my knee done last year, weeks before the town stepped up. I apparently have a lot of associates, or I should probably call friends, that come out of the woodwork when needed. And when not
Okay.
needed, you don't even know they're there. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So I had a knee done last year. Bob Paul Valeri, who donated the animal shelter in town, who built that animal shelter, who does not need to work, okay? He's retired, doesn't need any aggravation. He's 70-something years old. He washed all my dishes last year at Thanksgiving. He sat in and he asked for a cup of coffee, you know? But you know, that's just the loyalty and the connections I've made over the years that sometimes you forget about, but they seem to resurface every now and then. So Thanksgiving, 300 meals. Real simple. We've had some great people donate turkeys over the years. The potatoes get donated. Tucker's does his winter squash, or his that whatever that squash he has there. He does that. Calabrese donates all the squash for Tucker's to do. Roma gives the bread.
A full community effort.
It really is. It really is. And you know, we try to pay homage every year, and sometimes we miss one person here or there. And even the delivery folks. Last year I did screw up, so there's some, not haters, but I scheduled deliveries at a certain time. The young lady that really does a lot for the Civic Fund is my daughter, Elizabeth.
Okay.
A little more rough than me at times, but she's getting better. So, of course, she scheduled deliveries at a certain time. I scheduled deliveries at a certain time. I was first. The poor folks showed up after to help, and I panicked. I had nothing left.
I'm still trying to get over the fact rougher than you.
Well, she is. You know, at least when she talks to me, she is.
Okay.
How's that? How's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Her letters
she's
are
able to.
beautiful.
Mhm.
She's very polite in public. You know, but yeah, she's a lot like me. You know, and I think in time that'll finesse out. You know, I'm 57. She's 27. I don't know. At 27, I had businesses all over the country. I was 100 miles an hour every which way. So, so it'll take time. But she's going to turn into me. So good luck, Southwick. Get ready.
One more thing.
Sure.
You did mention the Muna. It's been 10 years
10
now,
years for
and
the
you
Muna.
went national with that Muna
We
with
did.
program.
Yep. Food Paradise, I think, whatever it says over there. Food Network, one of those channels.
Right, Travel or
Travel.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
they came down, put the railroad tracks in front of the shop here, and went back and forth. We started filming at 4 a.m. We were done at noontime that day. All for, I think, 20 minutes on national TV,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Great experience, though. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So you tend to try to come up with something different every year. Did you come up with something different this year?
So the last 2 years we did not. I have 12 new items due to, quite honestly, making sure you could have the product here. The times have changed as far as knowing you have inventory, knowing you can get things is
Right.
very spotty. So for 2 years in a row, we did not do anything new. We will next year. I actually reached out to the Big E too late this year with a new item that came to us, and it just didn't work out, which is fine.
Can we still get the Moon Nut though?
So the Moon Nut's here, absolutely. Yeah, Moon
Awesome.
Nut, that's probably our biggest seller here, and we do have it at home. We have the Moon Nut. It is not on the menu.
Oh, it's an
another
off menu.
it's another underground deal.
Yeah, it's like the animal burger at In-N-Out. You have to know about
You
it.
have to know about it, you know. So the Moon Nut's there, the ice cream stuffed apple fritter is there. When we're done with the Biggie, we'll bring Smash a Pie back for our fall. That's another item that's not on the menu.
Right.
If you have time, let's talk about the Farm Parade.
All right.
We got the Farm Parade coming up, the 22nd of
Yes.
October. Great time.
Yes.
So
I will be there filming it.
That's right. You keep it telling me that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
we'll figure out the logistics, of course.
Yep.
But it's a great event for the town. Where else can you bring a bull through the? I mean, granted, there's plenty of jackasses in Southwick. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
And yes,
yeah, am I looking at one,
You're looking at
supposedly?
one. No, I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live with myself every day, young man. I get up, I look in the mirror, I know where my sins are, I know where I'm headed. And a lot of the time it ain't good. But I'm still headed that way.
The fact that you know makes all the difference.
And you
in
really
the
should
world.
know.
Yeah.
As we get older.
Yeah. I know I'm a jackass.
Yeah,
too.
we're not changing.
No.
You know, you can try to shape me, and some people have done a real good job in trying to clean me up and watch my swears when we're doing these conversations.
Yeah.
And it's all good, but at the end of the day, I'm still Joe Didi.
Leopard can't change its spot.
No. I'll always be a nonprofit guy. I'll always push for the town, regardless of where my political venues take me down the road.
And I do see, regardless of you serving on select board, let's say, or not, you are still all over the place, and you're doing everything you can.
But don't
for
you
the
have
town.
to be? I am lost when it comes to business owners in any town, and I've been all over this country for many years, and you know what? A lot of it's the same. Small town USA is everywhere. The boss hog of selectmen is everywhere. You know what I mean? The ice cream shop is there. The guy selling burgers is there. I've literally been, I can't even tell you how many cities, and learned a lot from each city, and learned a lot from every mom and pop shop. And that's how I built Moolicious. I built Moolicious with Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz had me out there for years doing real wild projects, and I took what they taught me was you have to build an image. You have to build a comfort. And we did that with Mercedes and Volvo and Lexus. We traveled the country building cities and parking lots so someone would feel that experience of a high-end car user. And I said, oh, Jesus, that's malicious. We'll build a farm, we'll get animals, we'll make ice cream, we'll build an experience for these young kids. You know, and I get told all the time, hey, you know, your internet's locked. And I'm like, oh, is it? You're with your kid. Go up the damn hill. Don't tell them it's exercise. Yeah. And then spend 2 hours with your son or daughter and not worry about your cell phone. Yeah. You know, I mean, unfortunately, the world we live in today, it's right in our pocket. You know, good or bad, it's there. So, yeah, we've come a long way. The nonprofit side will always be there in me. I just think as a small business owner all my life that you have to give back. And you know, you can write checks for a T-shirt, you know, a fundraiser here. You can donate a T-shirt, a gift card, but you know, once in a while you got to get your hands dirty.
You have to actually
gotta get
do
in there.
something.
Yeah, you really do. At least my vision of life is, I'm all in no matter what I do, good or bad. I'm all in, and you know, we're getting older. You know, I don't know. The end game's the end game.
You'll go to heaven.
Oh no, I just want the interview. Okay. Just want the interview. Literally, people are like, oh, you're going to heaven. I'm like, oh, is there a heaven? I believe there is, but I would be probably aggravated if I guess got the free shot in. I want to sell myself. I can do whatever my whole life, right? Yeah. Whether it's Moolicious, whether it's the farm parade, Thanksgiving for 300 people, you know, it's all good.
Certainly a busy person, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me here at the Big E.
Sure. Well, thanks for stopping in. You know,
right.
Good times.
All right. Appreciate everything you do, Joe.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Have a good day, huh?
You too. So we are now at the Big E. All right, we just through the magic of Star Trek and transportation, we are at the Big E.
You have beamed me up.
Yes. So we filmed some amusement rides, and I figured, you know, you ever remember Mystery Science Theater 3000? He had the movies running in the background, and then the people underneath talking about the movie.
Yes.
We're going to talk about these rides.
Okay.
Like this. If you look at that, Kathy, would you do that?
The high swinging charity thingies?
Maybe.
That used to be one of my favorite rides at Riverside.
I'm okay with the going around. I don't mind going around. The up and down I don't like.
I don't think the ones at Riverside went up that high, though.
Maybe not.
Yeah. But it seems like a gentle ride. And there's something I've noticed. There's a theme going on. Everything is about something whipping around in a circle.
Okay.
The most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
The circles of your mind.
Yeah. So speaking of bang for your buck, that was about it. That's what you get out of that ride.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but with the Ferris wheel, the large one, doesn't it just go around once and then it lets you off?
I believe when they were interviewing Mass Appeal regarding that, it was 3 rotations. 2 to 3 rotations to get out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch. I remember going to you'd go to the Ferris or Riverside and you'd go around and around and around.
Right.
That's it? They do that anymore.
That was also a faster moving Ferris wheel.
This one is
Like this thing.
All right.
Okay, now
this one
how
I've
about
been
the-
on this. I've been on these. before.
Have you?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
All right. And would you go back on it? Probably.
That's a full loop. So
Would
it's
you?
It's not like the pirate
I know
ship
it goes
one.
up and around. Yeah, I know. Would you?
30 years ago, I used to get on every ride.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know if... imagine eating a triple fried Oreo and then having a pickle and then going on that.
No.
You have to go on that before lunch.
Yeah.
See, now that you get some hang time.
Oh no, I would no.
Now and then you go the other direction.
No, I'm not going to hang there. I'll go around, but I'm not hanging.
All right. I think they let you hang up there on purpose so that your change and crap can fall out of your pockets, and then they get to collect it and keep it later on.
You could be right.
No, but years ago, what several times during the summer, I'd be at Riverside just hitting all the rides. Like, you get the all-day pass that they would staple onto your pants.
Yep.
And then when they became Six Flags, I just never really... I got older and just didn't bother going, but I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, well, I'd do that in a heartbeat when I was younger, but now,
maybe not.
Not so much.
Well, you have 2 or 3 beers and go on that. I mean, come on.
No.
And they're the warm fair type of beers that you walk around with.
No. I'm not drinking that.
All right.
Not happening. All right, what's this one?
So this one, it's. I think I counted 5 axi that it rotates on. Axi being the plural form of axis. I
I
believe.
gotcha. Let me see what they're doing.
So it looks cynical, and once it gets going, you're gonna see this thing pulling off multiple different axes.
Oh no.
All right, but that's not. Now it starts to spin, and then the individual seats spin as well.
I don't think so.
Now, what bothers me is my father was a tool maker and he owned a machine shop, so I know a thing or two about metal because I was around it when I was growing up, and I know about how metal is stressed, and I know all these things, and I know all these things are checked and tested and inspected, but I still know
Actually, you know why?
how there's stress on
You know
metal.
the story
and
behind
stairs.
that?
Go ahead. Who am I talking to?
Former Pete Coles. Former state representative Paul Carey broke his back on one of these carnival rides when he was a kid. And he went to the state legislature and got laws passed that they had every fair been set up had to be inspected by the state.
Good.
For safety.
How long ago was that?
He broke his back, I think, in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Bet you didn't know that?
So now this one kind of looks like you get your bang for the buck because it's still going on.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry about my buck being spent on this. It's not happening.
Now, had you also had those 3 warm, fair beers and a deep fried, a deep fried donut with a side of chimichanga or whatever. Yeah. Now you also have gravity coming into play here. So if your day is ruined, somebody else below you, their day is probably ruined too.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's another reason why I don't go on any of these rides. I don't want something from up top spilling or falling onto me. But I want to thank Emily Acosta for filming these rides.
She should have filmed you on the rides.
Aha.
I try. She brought a friend along, and one of the attendants saw us filming the rides. And the attendant was like, "You want to get on?" And the friend goes, "Oh, if you want to give me a band, I'll get on there." No, didn't happen.
You take the freebie when you get the freebie. Did you tell them
That they wouldn't give the band.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
If somebody's going to let you on a ride, go on the stinking ride.
No. They were looking for her to pay to go on the ride. They weren't going to let her get on.
Negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and I think it's a little expensive.
It's very expensive over there. I don't even.
Actually, if you buy them in advance, it's cheaper.
Yeah. But
if you had told me that, I probably would have much.
But the other thing going on here is it might be easier just to show up to this, go to the Midway, and get on the rides, and then dealing with Six Flags. And
Midway pass is $35 midweek. So
that's
Monday through Friday.
if you get the if you get the pass, it's worth it. But if you only want to do one or two rides, they got this ticket thing going on there.
That's probably about less than half the price of Six Flags.
Yeah, I think. Oh, absolutely. And I think if you get it, do the ride by the ticket, it's like $10, $12 for a ride that way. Now this I was really surprised with because I think back to Riverside Park again and the pirate ship.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Did the pirate ship not do a full rotation
Correct,
or kind of
it did
hang up?
not. It did not.
Okay, but I think it seemed. I remember it going maybe higher than this, like almost doing a flip.
It was it got horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal. We're watching it and we're like, okay, is that it?
Yeah, this doesn't go up very high.
And of course, this is one of the rides that has music blaring in the background. And it sounds really good because you have that overdriven, underpowered speaker with the blown woofer. So now it's like.
Okay, whatever you said.
Yeah, Pete knows what I'm talking about.
You're doing it to me again.
The distorted music.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
The Tilt-A-Whirl always had that blaring in your ear.
Okay, now they had the Tilt-A-Whirl there.
What is it? The Swiss Express thing had it too.
Something like that.
So they did actually have the Tilt-A-Whirl. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, do I want to film the Tilt-A-Whirl? And I'm like, no, it's a little too boring. So here's another one that has multi-axi. Yeah, so I have a feeling you would have gone onto that ship that was rocking back and forth. Yeah. Now, it would, give this one a second or two, and you tell me, would you? Now, it's a decent little swing, right? Until now.
Who thinks these things up? They're more like a torture device.
See, that's the way the pirate ship used to be.
The thing is, there's a lot of engineering going on here, so it's not some backwoods hicks coming up with this stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
A STEM class could analyze that.
Yeah. So that one seems to be a little bit more tamer than the other multi-axi one.
Yeah, but they're pretty high up there.
Okay, so it's the heights for you and not the motion?
The motion doesn't bother me.
Uh-huh.
It's the roundabout motion. Now, I know people who can't go around. The rounding motion doesn't bother me. It's that dipping up and down like on a
coaster?
On a roller. I can't. I can't. Mm-hmm. My stomach just drops right out of me. It's just,
I forget.
But
what next. Okay, I remember what's next.
You put this together. I love the background that you put in there. I love that. That is so effective visually.
Thank you. All right, so we all know what's going to happen here.
Oh, no, I will never. My kids have been on these, and my husband's been on these. I will never go on it. I watch them. I watch them. No.
I love how it just hangs there.
But this is the drop.
And you anticipate
You don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, okay, is it going to happen now? No. Is it going to happen now? No. Is it going to happen now? No. Is it going to happen now? Nope. Now? Nope. Oh, come on. Drop, would you?
Yeah, get me the heck off here. That's what I would be thinking. Get me off.
Man, they're waiting there a long time, huh?
Holy smokes.
I didn't realize how long it was.
It
I'm
is.
watching it now. That is a long wait. Oh my gosh, can you imagine what's going on in your head up there right now?
No. Oh.
Now, I was expecting it to bounce back up and go up and down a few times,
Yeah.
but that particular one, that's it.
That didn't look that fast to me.
No.
No.
We were also a little further back than what we could have been, so it looked a little slower, but... Okay, now,
No, I don't like these either.
remember this thing at Riverside Park called the rotor?
Yes, and the floor drops out.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is similar to the rotor. It's a little different. But you get into the rotor, and they say to you right at the beginning of the first, okay, no turning upside down. They did not let you do that. So the rotor would start spinning up, the floor would drop, and what did young Kenny do?
Turn upside down.
Turned upside down.
Peaked himself.
So, you just can't stop that ride. It has to do its cycle. And I got yelled and screamed at. Oh, yeah. Didn't keep me from going back on it the next time I was there. But now, instead of the floor dropping out on this one, once it gets up to speed, you get a pretty decent tilt going on.
Yeah, I've seen those tilts, yeah.
Yeah. So, is that one that would...
I've done that one.
All right. Would you do it now?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to say. I'm not really big on amusement rides anymore. Like you said, 20 years ago, yeah, let's do it.
Are you kidding? 20 years ago, you were in your teens.
Yeah, right. Still middle-aged. Still older than you.
I probably shouldn't have had it. I shouldn't have filmed this one that long. I think we have 2 left.
I like the looks of it though. With the sky behind, it's a great shot. It's a fabulous shot.
Yeah, I gave Emily the basic direction that I wanted it shot in, and then it was up to her to figure out, what she wanted to do. And we had obstacles with filming a few things because of where the sun was. So you had to take that into consideration too. So this one's kind of cool. This is another, as I said at the beginning of this segment, spins around and around and around. But now you're prone, and it's like you're Superman or Superwoman.
I'm not so sure about that one.
That's the position you can get when you do the zip lines in Las Vegas.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, it gets going now after a bit, it starts to give you more height, and then it starts to skew you.
Why do people even like this? Think about it. What is it about an amusement park that makes you want to do this to yourself?
Adrenaline rush.
You get that, Peter?
At that point, you're like up and flying off into the sky.
That's what it would feel like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing underneath you. Nothing underneath you, folks. Remember that. Nothing.
I didn't really look at how they secure you on that one. I'm gonna have to walk through there when I'm filming again, just to see how they
Are they on a
secure you.
frame or I can't tell?
They're lying down on a frame of some sort, but how are you locked into place?
Oh, you just hold on. You just hold on tightly, carefully.
Yeah. I did
I
that
can't
once when I
tell.
was paragliding in the Bahamas, and I ended up in the water anyway.
Okay. You must have given your parents heart attacks when you were a kid. God bless your parents. God bless them.
No, I'm from that era where, you left in the morning.
You went out.
You're told, get out of the house, and I came home when the lights came on.
Yep.
That was the first one.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever wondered where I was.
That's a good question. I've thought that myself because I did the same thing. We played around the neighborhood. You went over to somebody's house. They didn't necessarily know whose house I was in.
Yeah.
We rode our bikes all around the neighborhood.
All over the neighborhood, all over the city.
Oh, the Matterhorn.
Okay, now here's the thing: the Matterhorn at Riverside again. Going back to Riverside.
Yep.
It was one of my favorite rides. Actually, it was one of my mother's favorite rides, too. But it wasn't called the Matterhorn.
It was called the Swiss Express or something.
Music Express.
Music Express.
And if you take a look in the middle of this, you can still see the disco ball from when it was Music Express.
There you go. There you go.
But
Yeah.
now they go backwards.
We went backwards. I
remember going backwards.
Backwards, and then it turns.
Yeah. So this is a longer segment, and I put it in because people start to see the camera, and now you see them trying to show off.
They're bugging for the camera.
They try to show off to the camera, but as this thing is speeding up, they miss it. They don't quite get it, and then you start to see people's faces when the centrifugal force starts to pull you all the way over, and you're pushing into the other person in the seat. And that's what was so cool with this thing, because the centrifugal force did just get to be so crazy.
Yes, it did. I remember
that you completely squash whoever was next to you up against
Can't
the
help
side.
it.
No, and you can see people now start to grab a hold of the rail and try to pull themselves back.
Yeah, I used to hold on to the rail, but it didn't do any good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see them now. They're starting to realize they're in trouble. and again, it's another thing that goes round and round. Yes. But this ride has little ups and downs in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's fast. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it can cruise along pretty good.
And you get a full song's worth of a ride out of it, too.
And every once in a while, I'll hear a song and I'll think, that sounds like an amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and the force is getting worse and worse, and they're okay. And that is it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Thank you.
So, hey, thanks for joining me at Riverside.
It was a good day. The weather's great
Eastern
out
States
here.
Exposition.
Come on down.
All right. And with that, I'm going to get back to my film, and we can get back in the studio.
All righty. Wait. Can I go?
Don't you love the magic of television?
Can I go back to the Big E?
So we have now made our way into the Better Living Center here at the Eastern States Exposition, and I'm not 30 seconds in through the door, and this gentleman says, "Do you want a video?"
Yes.
So I said, "You know what? Let's do a video."
Let's do a video.
Who are you?
Dimitri.
Okay.
Where's my pass?
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yes, Dimitri.
Yep.
Right. What are you doing here?
I help the owner sell the tables.
Uh-huh. And what are we selling today?
This table's right here.
Okay, so this table is something you can carry around, and Dimitri is going to show us just how easy it is to open up.
Okay, start from the bottom, from this top. Sorry, man. Then when you put this up, this is you're standing on the top of it. This, I'll be right there because it's not working right. No, can I go there? Because I need the level.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. The carpet's not good. But here's perfect.
So Dimitri, you said that we needed to level it out.
Yeah, so make
Okay.
sure it's level. When you stand it up, it's holding so heavy, easy. So if you want to do the sheetrock, anything, it's the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get the chairs, You open this way. That's it.
Now, what does something like this cost?
I have to wait for my bus. My bus does the prices. I'm just
you
going
think
to
it's here, so it must be reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Everything's here is reasonable.
Yep, people buy them.
Yeah, not only prices are reasonable, but people are reasonable.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Have you come across anything unreasonable yet today?
No.
No, okay. I think that's pretty cool, and it can probably even support someone
Like if it sits like my here.
of my weight.
So it's easy.
Now, when it's closed up and you're carrying it, do you know how much it weighs?
I can show you. I show how to close it. You can test it.
All right.
You close it this way. Here, try to pick it up.
It's about 12 pounds.
It's easy to carry it. Anybody can carry it. Even a
Yeah.
little kid can carry it.
Yeah. This weighs about the same as that tripod you've been lugging around all day, Emily. and where the tripod will only support the camera, this will support you and 3 of your friends.
Easy.
Yeah. Dimitri, thanks for chatting
No
with us
problem.
today.
Okay.
So, hanging out again at the Better Living Center, I came across the T-Mobile booth.
Hold on, the T-Mobile booth.
Well, now that's blocking you. Come on over here, man.
Get in there, guys. Come on.
We're at the T-Mobile booth. Now, I got to tell you all a story now about T-Mobile and myself. All right? You know, Scout's honor, this is the truth. I have been selling consumer electronics since the mid-'80s. I go back originally to analog cell phones when it was Lynx and Metro Mobile in the area. Fast forward about 15 years, all the little digital cell phones came out. I started out selling cell phones and the service for a company called OmniPoint Communications, okay? Anyone here, can you tell me what OmniPoint Communications ended up turning into? OmniPoint Communications turned into VoiceStream.
Guess who bought VoiceStream?
All right, so VoiceStream was out for quite some time. They had a very popular person pushing the program. And then after a while, Deutsche Telekom owns a company that bought VoiceStream, and then at that point, VoiceStream became
T-Mobile.
And now, to this day, you can see at the bottom of my phone there, T-Mobile. So through OmniPoint and through VoiceStream, and then finally,
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. So I think after all of my commitment to this company, I deserve a spin at the wheel, and you should stop it at whatever the best thing is. Okay, you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to stop it. I
Better
can just
yet,
spin it.
what do you like on there? You don't even have to spin it.
Well,
What do you like? Tell me what you want.
I'll have to look at it. But just for video, let's see what I would have ended up if I was a normal, everyday, off-the-street person who never even heard of OmniPoint or VoiceStream. What would I have ended up with? Free swag. Is that one of the top tiers anyway?
That's giveaways.
That's giveaways. All right. All right. We're gonna see what we might get out of this. Isn't that a cool story though?
No, it is. That is. It definitely is.
All right. We're gonna figure things out here, and then we're on to see who's next. Oh, look at this.
And it's not even Tuesday.
It's not even Tuesday, but it's a cool headlamp. So that means next time I'm at the Studio 120 control room and I need to wire something in the head ends, I can get up in there with this light and see what I'm doing.
T-Mobile, we got home internet, free watches, free tablets, free kid trackers, free husband trackers, free wife trackers. Come see us in the Better Living Building.
All right, thank you. Back to other things in the Better Living Center.
For a week, let's cut our chance of cancer. Eat a salad today, keep the doctor away. Thank you for that roaring round of forced applause there. Yeah. Now, guys, next question for you. Anybody in this good-looking crowd spend $100 to $300 a week on your grocery bill? Easy to do. You got kids around, guys, it's easy to do. Average family of 4 guys in this part of the country spends about $15,000 a year at the grocery store, and you're eating about 2.5 tons worth of food, too. Next question, what's the most expensive room in your house? I don't want to hear where you keep your tools back there, buddy, okay? Yeah. Or your shoes. Most expensive room? It's the kitchen. We spend thousands of dollars on granite countertops, $20,000 in cabinetry, but the most important part of our kitchen, guys, lives down in that gadget graveyard, so I'm going to head down there right now. Michelle, if I don't come back, you're taking over my show. Joe, you get some help, okay? It's very scary down here. I might not make it back. See if you recognize this sound. You get some help, too, okay? Here we go, guys. This is the dinner belt Mo's house. Now, Olivia, I might need some help back here. No, Olivia, hang on a sec. I found it. Okay, I got that. I found the lid. No, okay, Olivia, I'm back. Now, most of us are cooking that $15,000 worth of food on $50 so something that looks like this. Now, don't laugh. I promise I'm going to return it after the fair, Pat, okay? Yeah. I had a lady, guys, the first day of the fair. She goes, I wish my set looked half this good, right? Recognize the old porcelain pot from Grandma's house? Hey, my grandma had a canopy bed, but her canopy was under her bed. Nobody gets that joke, Joe. Nobody gets that joke. How about the old copper bottom, guys? Anyone get this as a wedding gift back in the day in the old Revere ware? How you doing back there? Love your hair. Yeah, guys, this is a very expensive pan today. This is a $225 pan, but because it's so thin, you get the hot spot. So this is a piece of cookware. You buy it, you use it, you buy it again. Has anybody here ever replaced a pot or pan in your entire life? You're in good company, Lindsay. Americans, on average, replace their cookware every 3 to 6 years. You buy the good stuff, you got it forever. Now, guys, anybody here recognize my old friend, Mr. Teflon? Soon to be Mr. Teflon. A little too much pepper in your eggs back there. You didn't have any pepper this morning. I love that smile. Guys, I got to slow down. I got to get serious for a second. This pan, guys, will hopefully be gone this year. Big class action lawsuit. Check it out online. Every state in the country is suing DuPont Chemicals. Company makes the coating because they've proven in a laboratory that the chunks that come off here will give you cancer. I'm also selling this one pretty cheaply today, buddy. It's only $700. Yeah? Now, guys, let me show you my egg. Now, this is not Teflon. This is surgical stainless steel. And the reason we can do this and other stainless steel cookware companies can't, that's native Pennsylvania steel. That came out of the ground as iron ore in Pennsylvania, became a pan. Coolest part of the show is happening right now. What's your name over there? Debbie? Let's give Debbie a big round of applause. She's going to help us out here today. I've never done this live in front of an audience. Yeah. What's your husband's name there, Deb? What? Bill? Alan, okay. Deb, I want you to put your head back as far as you can like that and close your eyes and open up your mouth like that, okay? Now, I've been practicing with my dog for several months now, okay? So, and my dog catches that egg. It's crazy. You're going to love it, right? But I've never actually done this with a human being, so I've decided we're going to do this right now, okay? My heart is pounding right now, Gary. Okay, so what we're going to do, actually, I did it with my neighbor. I've been practicing for a couple of weeks. I kind of caught my neighbor in the eye. I kind of blinded him a little bit. He can still see shapes and colors, right? But he got a bunch of money from some insurance policy, and I got money too because they said I was traumatized, right? But I'm okay. I'm okay. So what we're going to do there, it's Deb, right? Deb, close your eyes real tightly. Put your head back like that. I'm going to cover my eyes like this. I cannot see you. Now you're going to say, when I count down, you're going to go Tim. I'm going to use the sound of her voice, Pat, to put the egg right over your head into her mouth. You guys ready to do this? Coolest part of the show, guys. You're going to love this. I'm all set, okay? Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. She's crazy. Whatever drugs you're on, I've been doing that gag for 13 years. I've had 2 people do what you just did. You are crazy. Give her a round of applause. Whatever drugs she's on, I want half of them right now. Hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and flip this egg. How high do you guys want to go? Give me a number back there. How high? 5 inches? I can do 5 feet. Can you do 5 feet? Get up here and do 5 feet. Yeah. Hey guys, if I can do 8 feet, will you guys clap for me? Now, if I miss it and it lands on Gary, we're going to laugh then clap, okay? So I'm going to get this egg out of the booth. You guys ready to do this? Okay, I'm counting on you, Al. I'm counting on you, Al. Here you go, guys. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Let's see if we can do this, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1 clap. Just 1 clap. I broke the yolk, Lindsay. I guess the yolk's on me, huh? Yeah. Hey, guys.
And we are still at the Better Living Center, and who am I with now?
I'm Denard Hagner from Fairbanks, Alaska.
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 All right. You know, there's been times where it's warmer in Alaska than it is around here.
Exactly. Probably today's one of them.
I hear that.
Yes.
So what are you pushing here? What are you hawking?
This is a chaga. It comes from the birch tree in Alaska. We got invited to come down here to the Big E to share what we found in Alaska. It's a great food. You know, a lot of different countries, they use it for health benefits, but we only sell it here as a food. You know how blueberries are high in antioxidants?
Right.
80 times higher than blueberries, the highest antioxidant of any food. And we make a tea out of it, and it's good. Especially on a day like today, I've been mixing some up with ginger and sharing it with the people, and they're very surprised at how good it tastes.
Right. And now, did I hear you say from the root is actually part of the tree?
Yeah, no, what happens is the birch tree gets a blemish on it or a weak spot. The spores go through the root system to heal the tree. As it heals a tree, it starts taking the nutrients out of the tree and store them in this. So this is like a nutritional warehouse of over 30 years.
That doesn't look very delicious.
No, it don't, but I'll tell you, it tastes like a weak black tea. It's very, very soothing, and it's very enjoyable once you start brewing it.
What are some of the health benefits that are claimed from that?
Well, there's a lot of research done on it. Immune system. They say it's everything starts in the gut.
Right.
If we get the gut taken care of, everything else kind of falls in place. So we do, a lot of people use this for gut health.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. So before we head on here, if someone actually wants to learn more about this, do you have information on a website?
You bet. They come to our website. We're arcticchaga.com. That's right up there, you can see on the back, arcticchaga.com. They can go to our website. They can learn a lot of things about chaga, or if they have any questions, they don't necessarily have to go to my website. Just Google the word chaga, C-H-A-G-A.
This is brand new for me.
Yeah,
Never
but
heard
what
of it.
makes ours pristine is the location. The location is the key for chaga. There's chaga anywhere where there's birch trees, but when you go farther north to Alaska, where we are up near the Arctic Circle, it's like the super chaga.
Yeah, do you think the daylight and nighttime cycles have something to do with that?
And the northern lights, the energy,
the aurora
pristine,
borealis.
The aurora borealis. We come, we're in an area where where man's never even touched the ground before.
Right.
So it's pristine and it's clean.
Great. Thanks for taking the time out.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
So